Hey Stampers, Gaynor again, and I'm coming back. I'm gonna have I'll get my tongue put in first. I'm gonna play with this one again. I only think I used that one on one of the cards, but I'm also using some retiring cardstock and some retired DSP. I don't see why I should just sell it just to buy new, because I actually don't work for Stampin' Up. Never have. Well, I was a demonstrator, but a hobby demonstrator, so I was never selling to anybody. So I'm not going to do all that, set everything off just to buy new, just so I can make a card. So I'm going to play with this one. It's an old card I've done before. It's called the W card or an M card, depending on which way. And this is this old designer series paper. It's called Ombre. Is this? Yay! It's called Also Ombre, and it was in Bermuda Bay, Blackberry Bliss, Granny Apple Green, Rococo Rose and Whisper White. Well, I thought I'm going to use Bermuda Bay because it's retiring. By the time you watch this, it would have retired. I've got this beautiful gold piece here. I'm not sure if I'm going to use the gold again, but we'll see. Gorgeous little owl, and I've given him a Bermuda Bay hat and this beautiful ribbon. I found these old gems. I think they're Bermuda Bay or a very dark coastal cabana, but they go with the card. So I put the little sign down there. It says, hoot hoot, you're so cute. And then it's a little M fold card. And then I've put my friend, another owl, it's your day, and then the other owl. And the reason I didn't put those on squares, because I just wanted it not all to be so uniformed. I should have just glued these down. I put these on dimensional, so it makes this card pretty thick. So on the next one, I'll just glue them into place. And then if you want to put a white panel on the back or just sign the back, you're more than welcome to do so. You could probably write it here. I've turned my designer series paper around because this is the Rococo Rose and it's the back of the Bermuda Bay. I just thought if I had all Bermuda Bay, Bermuda Bay, Bermuda Bay, it would just get lost in there, you know what I mean? So if that was there, I think it would have been a bit too much. So I'm keeping the darker piece for the front, and I turned it that way. It's so cute. And then these are the two slightly paler pieces, and you've got a lighter end, so they'll be going opposites my inside card, like there. Cute or what? I've already cut two of my circles out, and I've drawn around, because if I do it afterwards it bleeds the colours. Now I've used the pale Seaside Spray, and I'm not going to get rid of these either, because look at that, perfect for shadowing. So cute. So I've done two. We are going to cut and stamp our third one. And this is just 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, and that's the second of the stitch circles. It's the second one in, and the square is the largest one. So I do need to get myself another piece of gold card, or yes, I've got some gold card here. I forgot to pull it out. I've got some smaller stuff, but that'll be perfect. Woohoo! So let's get this run through our machine. We'll do the die cutting first. I'm going to turn that over and cut it from, oh no I'm not. I cut it from the front, because otherwise I won't get my lines. Oh, look at that, perfect width. Beautiful. Oh, look at that going at the wonk. And I just press it with my chest. I haven't got the strength in my arms. Ugh. Crank it up, go. Oh, there we go. So, there is that beautiful stitched edge. Absolutely gorgeous. Got loads of that spare. So let's pop that away, because I will end up putting them down somewhere and then forgetting where they are. And one of these, I've got to put it away. otherwise I lose it. And then we're going to do our circle as well. This is, I think I might invest in some new cutting plates. These are a bit well used, but they will last. They won't, not like they're gonna, I just don't want any imprint on my, oh, look at me swinging it round. I just don't want the imprint of anything that's been die cut on my circles. So I'll pop that out. There's our circle. That are our last owl. I like going over old cards and doing fun fold cards. They're so cute. We do quite a few plain cards, but I do love a fun fold. So now for our card base. I used my standard, this is 11, it looks really long, doesn't it? It's 11 3/4. I have scored it, and I'm just going to make sure that those all line up. Beautiful. You can do this with a 5.5, 4 1/4 by 11. This is 4 1/8 by 5, 11 3/4 folded and scored in the center. Now you can do this the easy way. This is 11 this is 11.5. You have to cut this a 1/4 of an inch smaller, and I'm just basically, you can use your scoreboard if you, it's only a 1 1/4 inch strip, so I'm just gonna fold them together both ways, and then I'm just going to double back on itself. If you were doing this at 11.5, this would die cut then at 2 7/8, 5 3/4, and 8 5/8. So, but if you want to do it on the scoreboard, you can. I'm just gonna double score that. I'm just going to open that out so I can fold this back into the center, and then I'm just pressing it down and scoring it both ways. So there is my double M. It looks like an M or a W, but if you turn it over, because that's the way it's going in the card, it looks like an M. So let's get some, let me just check that these are the right, did you know I've got the lovely gap there? Oh, that's perfect. Oh, I've cut them perfect. So I'm just going to pop these in. I mean, we could do colour on colour on colour. I just like the contrast of the pink. If you were doing it for a, you could do this for a male. I'm sure some males don't mind a bit of pink. They could call it salmon. They won't have a clue. And then it's so simple. If you could do these in male, you could do them in brown, you could do just all the blue if you wanted to. I'm just going to line up my designer series paper so it's nice and even across the top. I think it just helps it pop when you open the card. I mean, it looks nice, it's blue, it's lovely, and then when you open it up, you've got this gorgeous contrast, and it sits up a treat. I love it, I love it, I love it. Now this, you're going to open that out, you're going to pop that in the center of your card. You could do it right at the bottom if you want, but because we're doing squares, I'm just going to lift it up about an inch, and then this piece, making sure it's nice and level, comes virtually to the end of your designer series paper. So just going to add a bit of glue, making sure I've got my score. It's not going to affect it, but it's just going to help line it up. And look at that, it comes right to the end of my designer series paper. And then we flick it round, bend this over. You don't even have to go all the way to the edges. And again, it lines up just at the end of my designer series paper. And then when we pop this closed, there is that little M-shaped card. So cute. Pop that to one side. I have cut myself 2 Bermuda Bay squares and 2 Whisper White squares, and I've done a really small border on that one. So this is 2.5 by 2.5. This is the whites 2 3/8 by 2 3/8, and then I've done the designer series paper 2 1/8 by 2 1/8 because I wanted to see a little bit more of that white. So let's get those added on. I wanted a small border with the blue, which looks really cute because we've got plenty of the blue going on the front of the card. And then, or you could have put that card in that way and then turn the squares round to add the contrast. Entirely up to you. But, and then I've got a nice 1/4 inch border. Well, it's actually an 1/8 of an inch border all round when you think about it. Look how cute that looks. Gaynor's doing big and small borders. Woohoo! And this is where our sentiments are going. Just checking my battery because I've got one ready just in case it does run out. And then we're going to glue this with our small border on our Bermuda Bay. That is so cute. How cute is that? Making sure. Got a little glue on the end there. Whoops, that's gone a bit slidey. Get rid of the excess. So they are ready. This is going on the front. And this, now you can just burnish down and that close. Now, if you don't stick these and our sentiments on with dimensionals, this will stay pretty closed. So I had the pale on this side. I might just turn it round and have the pale on that side this time. Again, I'm using up designer series paper that's retired. But if you're like me, you don't want to get rid of anything, then don't get rid. You don't even have to use 3 lots of designer series paper on the inside. You could leave that one, put a white piece in there so you can sign top and bottom. But I think that's a pain enough space for you to write who it's to and who it's from. I think that's just adorable. So our front piece is on. What I did, I'm going to be stamping that beautiful owl, and I put it towards the top just so I can get my little hoot hoot you're cute on there. So I might just add dimensionals on this time, but then no, because we're going to be mailing it. So I'm going to leave a gap top and bottom, and I'm just going to glue that on ready. I want to do all this now out of the way. I'm trying to keep that pretty straight, and a good gap top and bottom, little gap there, beautiful. So let's fetch our ink in. I'm going to ink on these two first because I'm using the Versifine. So I'm going to be using this larger sentiment, and I'm gonna, that is so cute. I'll get my cloth ready because I don't want ink everywhere. Just put my glue away for a minute, otherwise I'll end up with a cloggy top. And then we're gonna stamp this My Friend. I'm gonna just do that on there. We can keep that as straight as possible, and I want these to dry. And then I've got It's Your Day. So again, I'm just gonna use that piece of paper and I'm gonna leave them up there to dry whilst we colour in these beautiful owls. And then I want my Memento ink. I like to swirl because it lifts the ink more than anything. And then I pat because then I don't want it soaking. And you can just get this cute little owl on here, and I love that the fact that they're rubber backed. You don't have to use anything. Look, fits on there tip to toe, just perfect. I'm sure if you used the larger circles you would get him all the way in. But how cute is he? So that's my stamping done, my die cutting's done, my gluing, most of my gluing's done. Now we're going to fetch in our blends. So this little guy doesn't have anything to put blue on, but I added the light on the other one at the top and then work my way down, but I'm going to do it the opposite way this time. So this is a dark Bermuda Bay. So cute. And then it's going to have, oh, I can get the top off. It's going to have a lighter stripe. You could have just left that blank. And then this little dicky bow. How cute is this? So that's the pale one. And then where his little creases are, I'm just going to go over with my pen to darken it up, just to make it look. How cute. And what I did with their eyes, I used the dark soft seaside spray, just to colour their cute little eyes in. On the other one I filled the white bit, now I just left that white. Oh, that's cute. How cute is that? The pale that I used to go around the outside, and that's what I'm going to have to do now before I go any further. Because I don't want to spread the ink. Because when you've got the orange feet on, it tends to bleed it. So just getting this, it just gives a little shadow, and then a little bit of shadow into the side as well. And then this is the dark pumpkin pie. Do his little toot toot feet and his little beak. How cute. I don't really go for it. I did in the past, but I thought, right, I'm not buying none of the cutesy ones now. I don't know anyone who I send cards to with kids. Lola and Frankie have just grown out of them. And I'm not buying them just to do a card when I won't use it again. But this was a freebie from the celebration and I love it. So with mine, I did the dark eyes. This time I'm going to do the dark fur and the pale insert. So let's do the dark. Oh, look at the nib on that. It's terrible. So I'm going to do the dark. Just around the eyes. And it's not really colouring, I'm just drawing lines. And because they blend so well, just drawing lines. There's no major skill involved unless you don't know how to keep it in the lines. Now let's see if it looks any cuter, because this way go around the eyes, round the eyes again, and round the beak. And now I'm just drawing circles, going round in circles. How cute is that one? That is so sweet. So let's do this one as well. We can all draw lines. That is so sweet. Drawing circles. That's so cute. I reckon we got a little party hat, so you could put happy birthday on that one if you were using them separately. You could use this plain one on a get well card, because owls are, you know, sort of nighttime animals, and everyone, when they're ill, they just don't want to sleep, and your eyes look like saucers. It all depends on the sentiment you put with it. I mean, he could be a little graduation owl. It just depends on the sentiment that you're... And I'm just going to go back under the chins just to create a little bit of darkness and shadowing without adding the darker pen. And I'm just literally drawing lines like that to fill in the gaps, not doing nothing. Nothing more than drawing lines. I do like the blends because, you know, normal felt pens, when you're drawing with them, you've got the bleed line, as I call it, and you've got to keep going over and over and over until it all blends in. Well, with these, you haven't got to look. It blends perfectly. And again, just draw around everything and fill in the gaps. It's so simple. I've always enjoyed colouring, but now I put it this way, you don't really, it's nothing skill, it's the shading that takes a little bit of practice. Look at him with a white body, woohoo! He's naked. But that is so easy to achieve with the blends as well. When I first started, before actually I started making cards, I would download a digiprint off the internet and then watch videos of people using the Spectrum Noirs, because that's what I had when I first started off, was the Spectrum Noir pens. So that's our colouring. We got all our bits. We got our notes coming in. I will check, and if I need to cut that bit out, I will then. Oh my, what am I like? So I've stomped my toot toot, and I'm gonna just put this here, and that way I've got the two bits of green on the inside of the card. So we're gonna open this out, and we know it lays flat. Whoops, I'm knocking everything over. So grab my glue. And then I'm just gonna, on it, little tiny bit, you don't need a lot. Let me look inside, and I've got my friend, it's your day. So let's have this again, like so. And the word my friend. Tiny little, and I'm gonna add that on the slant that way. And then what we're going to do, that's going there in between, top and bottom leveled out. Squirty cream, as we call it, glue. So making sure I've got equal top and bottom on either side. And then the same on this one. Again, roughly making sure I've got the top and bottom either side. Press them down. And then I'm going to have him here because it's his day. And I'm just going to squirt in the centre. And that way I can line him up in the centre. It's so cute. And again, just in the centre because we don't want to go putting it at the top, otherwise we'll glue him all the way down. And then we can pop that just to check. Oh, that is so cute. Now these two come out, but when it stands up, look how cute that is. Cute. My friend, it's your day. And there he is with his little hat on. There he is. Hoot hoot, you're so cute. I'm going to fetch my little ribbon maker in. I might try it. Let's try it without because I just made that one. And you know when you get a really tight, I want to see if I can make one. I haven't made one by hand for ages, so let's grab two little bunny ears, as Mr. Boyce calls them. Pop them underneath. And as you're doing, pull this one through. And then you, oh, look at that, that's turned out cute. But I want to pull up. Oh, that's a bit small. Oh, that's a tiny one. And, oh, mind you, that's cute. Let's just keep it like that then. Who says it's got to be that? How cute is that? And how it is. I'm going to have a long tail though. So let's just. I think that's going to be rather cute. I've had this since I joined Stampin' Up. I mean, how long ago did they have Bermuda Bay ribbon? And I tell you why, I mean, 140 and we're on 16. There's 26,000 other objects come out since then. That's how I see it anyway. So let's grab myself a little tiny glue dot. I am going to use my old one because I don't want to get any glue on it. And I'm just going to pop it right there on this corner. You can enlarge the screen and see me up close because I'm terrible for forgetting how to zoom in. So we've got our little bow on there. That is just too cute. You could have turned it, because it's only on a glue dot, you can turn it around. It's entirely up to you. I'm going to keep him like that. I got some more of these beautiful gems. These are quite large, but I think they go well on this card. I'm just going to add 1, 2, and I'm going to pop one just over there. You could even finish. I've only got 2 left, so let's pop these. Let's pop one on that end there, and this last one we'll pop on that end just there to fill that gap in. How cute is this card? It is so adorable. I love it. And if you want to secure this down, you can put a smaller glue dot, a dot of glue, but we had the little hat one there. This one here, I hope you give it a go. So simple to make using this beautiful little hoot hoot adorable owls. It was a freebie from Celebration. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stamps, and not bad for a freebie. So there we go. I hope you enjoy. Like I'm saying, you can use white in there to write your message, or pop a little panel on the back to write who it's to. But I just think that is absolutely adorable. Let me just check my lights. These that's better, is it? But there we go. There is this cute little card. Thanks for watching. Till next time. Bye.